Assalamu alaikum. Peace and great health. Peace be unto you. This is the Count Noble L. Dallas L. Bailey Bay, representing the Moor Society for the Ministry of America, and this is More No. Hey, I'm just excited just to even see this man's picture. The Prophet Noble Drew Ali. This is a real, was, and still is a real prophet. He was ordained a prophet by the Sultan in Mecca. He was born in Tuscarora, January 8th, 1886. Tuscarora is today known as North Carolina Republic. Gotta always know the republic for which it stands. This man was beyond brilliant. He had an ability, and this is not, I know. If you read, you shall, you seek, you shall find. This man had an ability to move people without touching them. He could heal anyone of any illness that you was not born with. No cap. This man right here, prophet, a messenger from Allah, God Allah, in the flesh, he brought back Islam to the American citizen, the Moorish American, the Moor, and to all the so-called Black folk, the so-called Negro. If it wasn't for this man right here, there will be no Nation of Islam, because as the Nation of Islam followers called, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was a student of this man. When he was a student, he was known as Robert Poole Bey. Wallace Farad, the agent provocateur that he definitely was also a student of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. When this man brought back Islam to the people, it was stated that at least 70% of Black America was involved vicariously with the Prophet, whether they realized it or not. The Prophet, you would say, some of his best Moors were Christians. A Moor is a Muslim. You are born Muslim. You cannot be made it. To be a Muslim born, your mother must be of African descent. This man brought so much wisdom to the American citizen, the original indigenous people of North America. He brought so much knowledge. Look at the knowledge he brings here. These are all our national headdresses. These are our crowns. The mitre, the tarbouche, and the sombrero. If you know anything about history, you know the Cavaliers of France used to wear these big hats, right? Every man wore a hat once upon a time. Hat represents hate to a Moor, because we didn't have brims. If it went all the way around, it went all the way around like a Cavalier, like Alexander Dumas. The Moor that wrote the Count of Monte Cristo, the Three Musketeers. He wrote about his life experiences. These things represents nobility. To be noble, you have to have royal blood. His mother was the empress of the Wichita Nation, the owners of the Louisiana Purchase, the original illogical title owners. The land is in our names, in our titles. The only thing that has names are things, buildings, businesses. To have a title, Our title was put back in place in 1933 under Franklin D. Roosevelt. They had to give it back because of what they did with the gold. And that's another story for another day. But this man right here, I advise you to learn about deeply the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. This picture in the corner right here, you see this, got the infringed American flag. On the other side of this flag, you can't see the other picture, is, excuse me, the United States banner. My apologies. This right here is the United States banner right here. Beside him is the American flag, which is right here. Morocco, or America itself, the name America is Arabic, Latinized, Spanish, Italianized, because the original language of North America was Latin. What we taught the Mongols, or what became what you know as Native Americans, a native is born there, but not indigenously from there. We taught them Arabic, because you can ask anybody, like, what language did natives speak? What language did they speak? All 100 million, as they say. But these was Moors, the migrants that came across the Bering Straits. Mongols are those Native Americans. They have reddish tone, right? Skin complexion, but have avian facial features. The original American of the original kingdoms, I hate to call them tribes, as if it's something small. We talking about nations. You could only write a treaty with a nation. All the lands in North America, Central South America, are under treaties with the nations that were here, because it can't be from Europe. A European can't be American. A European, that's two different geographical locations. Once again, we have to separate the knowledge from the bullshit. This man right here, they did everything to stop. He is one of the reasons why you have an NAACP that was created by Jews to stop this man right here. They had to stop him. And I'm sorry, I believe, if I remember correctly, the Prophet passed in 1933, but we got our titles back in 1934. This man was given what they call the Pure Express Trust. And no one really knows what that is. Talking about whatever has ever been seen, we don't know. The Pure Express Trust is the treaty. How you know it's the treaty? Well, simple arithmetic. The treaty was not translated until 1933. He got the treaty in 1928 for the Pan American Conference in Havana, Cuba, presented by the Sultan, where even the Secretary of State was not invited to, but went nonetheless. And how the nation heads of all over the world, when given the treaty, which he gave him back the land of North America, Central America, South America, back to the Moors, back to where it's supposed to went back to us anyway, since 1836. After the sons of the Sultan took over, and they had to go between which son was going to rule after the treaty was originally made by the Sultan in 1786. recognizing the United States, America was already here. We created something for our cousins. They end up being traitorous towards themselves, turned Muslim to Christian, and now we have what we have today. Nobody took our land. We gave it the fuck away. This man resurrected Islam back into the people that were supposed to have it, because we can't be Christians. We can only be Muslims. A Christian is a credent, of which we are not. And when a Moor converts to Christianity, he becomes a Morisco, a new Christian. And that became what was a Moor, became the Spanish. What became a Moor became the French. What was a Moor became the British, became the English, we populated all of Europe. All royal nobility had to come from Moorish bloodline. A Sicilian, even in the Italian bloodline, has to come from Moorish blood to be an original Sicilian. Rome spelled backwards is Moor land. And we continue on and correct the lies and the deceit. More no. Now I'll be back.